Well, it's a sad day. I've had this hat for probably 3 or 4 years, and it's been through the wash and a lot of times in the woods for hunting, but it's time to retire it. It's just about to come apart. I'm afraid my camera's going to fall out of it and smash into the ground out of a tree stand, so I'm going to put together a video on how to make one of these. Here we go. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the hat. This is a condor hat, been a pretty good hat. Some of the features that I like about a hat is the mesh. I want a mesh back on it, that way I can wear it in hot weather and it breathes. I don't like Velcro. This had Velcro on it. It is kind of an infant adjustment, but I'd much rather have the plastic on the back of here that's got just the little snap holes. Just because this Velcro tends to want to grab onto your clothing, like your collar or a toboggan or whatever in the back, and it's just annoying. It's noisy, and like I said, it grabs onto your collar and it wants to pull your hat around when you're moving your head up and down looking at things or whatever. So I just find Velcro annoying in lots of ways. So this plastic back on here, the mesh for warm weather, hot weather, you can always put a toboggan over top of it when it gets cold. And so that's that about the hat. Okay, so the first thing you can do is you're going to have to cut a couple of slits in here, and about an inch apart, centered on the bill, very center. And so you'll cut those first. Things that you're going to need: this is a piece of sliced inner tube, bicycle inner tube, a couple of 3.5 inch zip ties, a knife to poke your holes. This is a clamp. It's almost all the way extended out. It's probably a 2-inch clamp, I'd say. It's got to be big enough to go around that and go down in the hat bill. And then this to do some of your cutting and trimming of your ties and to cut that off with. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to put this hat on and film the rest of it with the hat on how to make a new one. Okay, so we're going to slice the holes. Get something to measure with, I guess. It doesn't have to be exact, but about an inch is what I found. I guess you can make it too wide and too narrow. But this is going to be in the center. And slightly back. I'm going to have it in the center this way, but I'm going to have it a little bit further back because of how the camera lines up with the mount and what I use to put under it to ramp the camera up. Don't hurt yourself while you're doing this. Whichever way your blade's facing is the direction it's going to cut. So, okay, cut that all the way through. Make sure it's got probably about a little over 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch slice. Okay, that's one side. And here's the other. Push it hard against the table and kind of tap it to get your knife started to going through. Make sure your fingers ain't in the way. Okay. That's that part. So there's your 2 slits. Might have to bend it to get your band started. So I have to unscrew this band all the way till it comes out. This hose clamp back through here. Pull this all the way over. Put it through the wider slit. Now, so may bend it a little bit. So it gets started. I may have to put a little pressure on it. Let's start Screwed it back in there. Okay. All right. So that wasn't too painful. And I'm going to have to match it to the other hat. But then you take this sliced off piece of bicycle tire inner tube. All I did was cut it off there. And then stick it in here and put the zip ties on it. And that's all it is. And I will blacken it a little bit. Turn this around. Sling it in the floor. That's a little extra. Pull these down a little bit snug, like so. Snug them down pretty far. Put this one on the other side. Snug it down. Like so. And there it is. I will snug these down pretty good. They cinch down all the way. So there it is. And I will take a magic marker and blacken all this because you don't want that old silvery flashy shine there. And I may bring this size down just a little bit. It might be a little bit big. Yeah, so about like that. And then you take the camera and put it in there, and then once the camera is in there, and then you just take this right here and put this under the camera, and that makes your camera, because your bill's pointed down, and that makes your camera pointed where your eyes are looking. If you're going to do work up close, you can take that out, and the camera will simply lay here at a downward angle. If you're filming like I am right now, I don't have that piece in there. But when you're hunting and looking around, you want it to look where your eyes are looking, so the angle of the camera needs to come up here. And you just take this rough edge and stick it against that, and it kind of just jams it in there, and it holds your camera at the proper angle. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, here's the camera situated in the old hat. That shows you how big around the hose clamp is. It's got the ties on it. So we just take this out. It may take a little breaking in time to get this rubber band to fit right. So there it is in the hat. And to get the right angle, you just take a piece of, this is actually a chopped off piece of an old dollar pair of flip-flops. Pull these down, and I'm going to cut those off. And there you go. And there is my new camera hat. So there it is. And you can angle this up and down just a little bit. Sometimes it's better to have it slightly angled down. And, you know, while you're in a tree stand, if you want to film deer, you don't have to move your arms or hands, your bow. You can just sit there and slowly move your head around and film all around you. If you're looking through a scope or you're looking over your arrow, if you don't want to angle your camera left and right, leave it straight forward. And that way, if you want to shoot to the side, all you do is turn your hat about 2 inches to the left and put it right over your left eye. And it's looking right down the barrel of your gun or your arrow. You can shoot a bow, look over top. It's just to give you an archer's perspective. Or you can look over top of a crossbow, look over top of your scope, and over top of your shotgun, shooting a turkey. Works great. There you go. Meowie. Shh. Go. Go, Meowie. Okay. Trying out the new hat cam. Here you go. Just low, stare at the target.